This video series is to accompany the Cisco Netacad IT Essentials 7.0 course. This video is Chapter 7, Laptops and Other Mobile Devices. In Chapter 7, we're going to look at the characteristics of laptops and other mobile devices, laptop configuration, laptop hardware and component installation and configuration, other mobile device hardware overview, network connectivity and email, preventative maintenance for laptops and mobile devices, and basic troubleshooting for laptops and mobile devices. Characteristics of laptops and other mobile devices. Mobility means, in IT terms, the ability to access information electronically from different locations outside of the home or office. Mobile connectivity is it's only limited by the availability of cellular or data networks. I always have trouble saying that word. Cellular or data networks. So you have to have access to cellular data or some type of Wi-Fi data network. Mobile devices have self-contained power, rechargeable batteries. They're generally small and lightweight, and they do not rely on other connected peripheral devices to operate. Laptops are portable computers that usually run full versions of OSs such as Windows, iOS, or Linux. Laptops can have the same computing power and memory resources as desktop computers. Laptops integrate a screen, keyboard, and usually a pointing device, such as a touchpad, in one portable device. Laptops can also be run from an internal battery or from an electrical outlet. And they do offer connectivity options such as wired or wireless Ethernet networking and Bluetooth. Laptops offer device connection options such as USB, HDMI, but they may lack expansion capabilities of desktops, so it would be a lot harder to upgrade, let's say, like a video card inside of a laptop. In order to make laptops more portable, some devices or connection options may require additional hardware, such as a dock or a port replicator. When we're looking at smartphone characteristics, smartphones run special OSs that are designed for mobile devices. They may have limited upgradability, and they sometimes can require the purchase of a new model to take advantage of the latest OS features and apps. And software for smartphones is usually limited to apps that can be downloaded from stores such as the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. And smartphones use cellular connectivity options for voice, text, and data services. And then other data connections include Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, and near-field communication, or NFC. Some other smartphone features. Most smartphones include a GPS system, global positioning system. A GPS receiver in the phone uses satellites to determine geographic location of the device. And then some apps allow a smartphone to act as a navigational GPS that provides guidance for driving, biking, or walking. And then devices without a GPS service can still determine the location in a less precise way by using information coming from nearby mobile service antennas or nearby Wi-Fi access points. And then another feature of some smartphones is the ability to tether or share data connection with other devices. Now, tablets and e-readers. Tablets are similar to smartphones in that they use the same mobile operating systems like Android or iOS. But tablets offer Wi-Fi and Bluetooth connectivity, and most have some type of USB and audio ports. Some do, some don't. It just depends on the model. And then some of the apps that work on phones are also available for tablets. But unlike smartphones, tablets normally have larger touchscreen displays, and most tablets do not have the ability to access cellular networks, although some do, and they usually do not include GPS receivers. E-readers such as the Amazon Kindle, they are special purpose devices with black and white displays that are optimized for reading text. And although they resemble tablets, they lack many of the features and functions that tablets provide. And many tablets have touch displays that make it easy to turn pages, change settings, and access ebooks, or many of the Kindle books or e-reader books. And then for connectivity, some offer free data connections for downloading books from a specified store, but most of them rely on Wi-Fi to download their books. And then an e-reader battery life is usually longer than tablets because you're not dealing with the color screens. You're using a lower grade type of screen just for reading. You also have wearables, smartwatches, and fitness trackers. Wearables are smart devices that are meant to be worn on the body or attached to clothing. Smartwatches are a type of wearable that includes a microprocessor, a special operating system, and apps. Sensors in the watch can gather data about various aspects of the body, and they use Bluetooth to report that information back to another device. They can gather heart rate, they can watch your steps, you can do all types of different tracking. If you're exercising, you can track them. Some smartwatches can connect directly to networks, cell networks, utilizing GPS location services. They can also provide convenient displays for notifications from apps and the Play Store. They can also allow you to pay for, just like you would with your smartphone with near field communication. Some devices you can use, some watches you can use for paying. Instead of using your phone, you can use your watch to pay. Fitness trackers are similar to smartwatches, but they're limited to monitoring the body, such as physical activity, sleep, and exercise. Now, you also have augmented and virtual realities. Augmented reality, or AR, those are computer graphics, and they're integrated with what is seen in the real world. So you see the real world plus what's overlaid on top of it. And then you have VR, and that a user wears a special headset. This is a VR down here, and you cannot see the outside world. Everything that you see is coming through the goggles. Now, motherboards for mobile devices, the compact nature of laptops requires a number of internal components to fit in a small amount of space. So the size restrictions result in a variety of form factors that are different for laptops and mobile devices than they are for desktops. So the CPU may be smaller, it may be designed to use less power. Desktop motherboards have standard form factors, and the standard size and shape allows motherboards from different manufacturers to fit into common desktop cases, but that's not the same thing with laptops. Laptop motherboards vary by manufacturer, and they are proprietary. So a laptop motherboard manufactured by, let's say, HP is only going to fit that HP case. Now, for the internal components, you're going to have smaller components. The RAM on a laptop or mobile device is going to look like this, and those are, for a laptop, they're called a SODIMM, or SODIMM. It's a small outline, dual inline memory module. The CPUs are designed to use less power and create less heat. And the SATA drives, the laptop storage devices, are typically 1.8 inch or 2.5 inch, and most laptops in 2021, 2022, the newer ones, are having some type of SSD drive. They're doing away with spin drives altogether in laptop devices because it takes less power and it generates less heat. Now, special function keys on mobile devices, there's a purpose of the FN key. It's to activate a secondary function on a dual purpose key. The feature is accessed by pressing the FN key in combination with another key, and it's printed on the key in a smaller font because a lot of times your laptop keyboards are smaller, so you have to double up your keys on what they can do. Now, laptop monitors, LCD, LED, and OLED, liquid crystal display, light emitting diode, and organic light emitting diode. These are the same technologies that we have on monitors for desktops, but they are put into a smaller package for laptops. Sometimes laptops have detachable screens. They can also have touch screens, which allow you to, they have a specialized glass attached to the front. So much like a mobile device, the laptop would allow you to move items around or touch on the screen. And then you can also have cutoff switch. A cutoff switch helps conserve power by turning off the display when the case is closed or when the monitor lid is put down. Now, you have backlights and inverters. Two common types of backlights are cold cathode fluorescent lamp, or CCFL, and light emitting diode, or LED. And display components include backlights and inverters, fluorescent backlighting inverters, and LED backlights. They will be built into mobile devices and laptops. When we're talking about Wi-Fi components, the Wi-Fi antenna connectors are built into laptops. They're typically located above the screen so that when you open it up, it's located up here, so it's higher up in the air. You have antenna leads. The Wi-Fi antenna is connected to a wireless card by an antenna wire, so you may have the wire that runs around. And the wire guides are fastened to the display unit by wire guides located at the sides of the screen. That's what you have coming down here. Now, the webcam and microphone, most laptops have a webcam and microphone built in. The webcam is normally positioned at the top center of the display. Some laptops do give you the ability to turn a little slider to physically cover the laptop webcam. And the internal microphone can often be found right next to the webcam. But some manufacturers may place the microphone next to the keyboard or on the side of the laptop. It just depends on the manufacturer. Laptop configuration. With power management on a laptop, configuring the laptop power settings to better manage your usage ensures that the battery is used efficiently. Power management controls the flow of electricity to the components. And the ACPI, or Advanced Configuration and Power Interface, creates a bridge between the hardware and the operating system, and it allows technicians to create power management schemes to get the best performance. This is a scheme in the BIOS on a laptop. Technicians are frequently required to configure power settings by changing the settings in the BIOS or the UEFI setup. You can change the system state, the battery and OC modes, and it just depends on the BIOS or the UEFI for that manufacturer. Now, Bluetooth technical specs are described by the IEEE 802.15. Bluetooth devices are capable of handling voice, music, videos, and data. And the distance of a Bluetooth or a personal area network, a Bluetooth PAN, is limited by the amount of power used by the devices. The most common Bluetooth technology has a range of about 33 feet. Security measures are included in the Bluetooth standard. The first time that a Bluetooth device connects, the device is authenticated using a PIN number, and that's known as pairing. Bluetooth supports both 128-bit encryption and PIN authentication. Now, Bluetooth on laptop connections, Windows activates connections to Bluetooth devices by default. If the connection is not active, look for a switch on the front face or the side of the laptop. And then some laptops may have a special function key to turn the network connections off and the Bluetooth off and on. So if a laptop does not include Bluetooth technology, you can purchase a Bluetooth adapter that plugs into a USB port, and it works just the same as having it built into the laptop. Cellular WAN or wide area network. Laptops they do have integrated cellular WAN capabilities, or some do. Most of them do. They require no software installation and no additional antenna or accessories. The operating system will take advantage of that and connect. Many cell phones provide the ability to connect to other devices on the internet, and that connection is known as tethering, and that can be made using Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, or another USB cable. And then when a cellular phone allows Wi-Fi devices to connect and use the mobile data, that's called a hotspot. Now, Wi-Fi laptops usually access the internet by using wireless adapters. Wireless adapters can be built in or attached through a USB or expansion port, and these are some examples of Wi-Fi cards inside of a laptop. Laptop hardware and component installation and configuration. When we look at express cards for laptops, you can have an Express Bus Card 54. That's for PCI Express, USB 2.0 or 3.0. That could be a knee card reader, a compact flash card reader, or a disk drive. You can also have FireWire connector, a TV tuner, or a wireless network card. Flash memory, you can have an external flash memory that you plug into a laptop or a mobile device. Flash cards, it's a data storage device that uses flash memory to store information. They're small, portable, and they require no power to maintain data. And most modern laptops feature a flash card reader. You'll see it like down here on the right-hand side. And that usually connects using an SD, a secure digital, or a secure digital high-capacity flash card. Now, smart card readers. A smart card is similar to a credit card, but it has an embedded microprocessor that can be loaded with data. It can be used for telephone calling, electronic cash payments, and other apps. The microprocessor on the smart card can hold a lot more information than that of a magnetic strip, and it's more secure. Smart card readers are used to read and write to smart cards. And there's two types of smart card readers. Contact, that type of reader requires a physical connection to the card made by inserting the card into the reader, or contactless, and this type of reader works on a radio frequency that communicates when the card comes close to the reader. SO-DIMM memory. Most desktop computers use memory that fits into a DIMM slot, but laptops use SO-DIMM, or the small form factor. They can be further classified by the DDR version. And on most laptops, RAM is inserted into slots behind a cover on the underside of the case. You'll plug it in right here, and then you push it down on this side, and then it clips in. Usually a clip on one or both sides. And you can view the currently installed amount of RAM in the post-screen, BIOS, or System Properties window. All right, so we're going to look at the overview of hardware replacement. Some parts of a laptop, typically called customer replaceable units or CRUs, can be replaced by the customer. Those are things like the laptop battery and the RAM. And those parts, and there's parts that should not be replaced by the customer. Those are called field replaceable units. And those include components such as the motherboard, LCD display, and keyboard. Now, that doesn't mean you cannot replace those, but it just means there's much more technical aspect to it, and there's going to be a lot more knowledge that needs to be gained before you can replace a motherboard, for example. And the following are common repairs performed at a local repair center: hardware and software diagnostics, data transfer, laptop cleaning, screen repair, LCD inverter, and backlight repair. Now, power for a laptop, these are some signs that a battery may need to be replaced. The battery doesn't hold a charge for very long. Let's say that when the laptop was first purchased and the user's telling you that they could go for 2 hours operating, and now it's only lasting maybe 10 or 15 minutes or not at all. That is a sign that the battery needs to be replaced, or it starts overheating, or it's leaking. Sometimes some of the flatter batteries, I've had batteries that start to expand and bubble up because they start going bad, and so you want to replace those as quickly as possible. And if you experience problems that you suspect are battery related, exchange the battery with a known good battery that is compatible with the laptop to check to see if that's the problem. And then a replacement battery must meet or exceed the specifications of the laptop manufacturer. Check with the manufacturer to find out which battery does that. And make sure that you're careful when you're buying third party or second gen, or not second gen, but third party, not original equipment to put on laptops. Make sure, for example, if it's a Dell or if it's an HP or an Asus, make sure that you're buying from the manufacturer. Yes, you can save a little bit of money from a third party, but you're not sure about the design specifications and it may not be to the same quality. Internal storage and optical drive. The form factor of an internal storage device is smaller for a laptop. So laptop drives are 1.8 inch. They're thin. And you'll start seeing these on some desktops even now as well. But most storage devices are CRUs unless a warranty requires a technical assistance to be provided. And on most laptops, the internal hard drive and internal optical drive are inserted into bays that are protected by a removable cover on the case. Other mobile device hardware. For cell phone parts, the cell phone contains one or more of the field replaceable parts, memory, a SIM card, and a battery. It just depends on the model. Some newer phones are making it where you cannot replace the battery now, and you cannot change the, you always have to be able to change the SIM card, or you cannot add extra memory to it. You want to be careful with the SIM cards though, because if someone does get access to your mobile device, they can pop out your SIM card and clone it. And then you can put that cloned SIM card in another mobile device that's similar and then be on the same phone plan and data plan and pull all that information down. So you want to be careful about that. Secure digital card is used to add memory to many mobile devices. And then when a mobile device malfunctions, it's usually sent to the manufacturer for repair or replacement. And in 2021, 2022, there's a lot of discussion about allowing users to repair their own devices, but that's another discussion that you may have in the classroom. Wired connectivity. A mini USB cable is used to connect a mobile device to an electrical outlet or charger. Micro USBs are not used as much anymore. A USB-C cable are more common for most devices, or for the Apple, the Lightning cable import, which is proprietary. And besides Wi-Fi, mobile devices can also use the following wireless connections: near field communication, or NFC, infrared, Bluetooth, tethering, or mobile hotspots. Now, in wearable devices are clothing or accessories that have miniature computing devices on them, such as a watch, or let's say that you're going to put something on your body to monitor your heart rate. Fitness monitors would do that. They would measure and collect activity data. VR headsets provide the wearer with complete immersion, and augmented reality headsets overlay digital elements to live view the physical world. And with those special devices, there's different types of other types of smart devices. You have GPS navigation systems. Those could be located in a car so that you can track the car. An electronic reader, an e-reader, and those also have Wi-Fi and cell connectivity. Network connectivity and email. On wireless data networks, the ability of a laptop, tablet, or cell phone to connect to the internet has provided people with the freedom to work, learn, and communicate and play wherever they want. It's also made us always connected, so you want to be careful about that too, being always connected, but it does allow us that ability to have some freedom. And mobile devices typically have two wireless connectivity options, either Wi-Fi or cellular. Wi-Fi is usually preferred over cell connection because it's usually free, and Wi-Fi radios use less battery power than cellular radios. And many businesses and organizations and locations now also offer free Wi-Fi connections to attract customers. Just be careful and warn your customers, the people that you're working with or working for, to be careful about what Wi-Fi they use, though, because those can be hijacked. So that when you're connecting to what I call public Wi-Fi connections, just be careful about what you're doing. Don't do any banking or things like that on public Wi-Fi. It's also important to take precautions to secure your home Wi-Fi networks, using the highest Wi-Fi security and possibly using an encryption such as a VPN connection. Now, we've looked at these cell communication standards in a previous chapter, but we'll just put them up here real quick. 1G, we're currently in the 5G cycle, 2021-2022. It was introduced in 2019. 5G is the latest standard. It's more efficient, and it has speeds up to 20 gigabits a second. Now, when you put a mobile device into airplane mode, most mobile devices have an airplane mode. It turns off all Wi-Fi, or it turns off all network connections, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, all the radio. And they call it airplane modes because they want you to put them in that so you're not broadcasting, sending or receiving signals while the plane is taking off or landing. So airplane mode is useful when traveling on an airplane or when traveling where accessing data is prohibited or expensive, or you just don't want to have your device connected and you want to have it, you just want to play music on it, but even if you're connected with headphones, it's going to cut off your headphone connection. So it just depends on the situation. And a hotspot is when a cell device is used to provide an internet connection to other devices. To enable iOS device to become a personal hotspot, you want to touch the personal hotspot. And the iOS personal hotspot feature can also connect to Bluetooth or USB. And it's also sometimes referred to as tethering. Common uses for Bluetooth on mobile devices are wireless speakers, wireless headphones, wireless keyboards, or wireless gaming consoles, or even wireless gaming controllers. When you go to Bluetooth pair, Bluetooth pairing is when two Bluetooth devices establish a connection to share resources. The device that you're connecting to will usually give you some type of PIN code that you have to acknowledge on your mobile device. So during that process, you may see that PIN, and then you put it in, and then you pair the two devices up, and then they should start working. Now, looking at introduction to email, the email structure relies on email servers and email clients, so servers and clients. Email servers require email software such as Microsoft Exchange Service. Exchange is a contact manager and calendaring software as well. It uses proprietary messaging architecture called MAPI, Messaging Application Programming Interface, and it's used by the Microsoft Office Outlook client to connect to Exchange servers. Some other email clients and servers, they can use various protocols such as POP3, IMAP, SMTP, MIME, and they can also use the Secure Sockets Layer, or SSL. Now, if an email client has to be installed on a mobile device, they can be configured using a wizard. However, you still need to know key information to set up an email account. You usually have to know the email address, the display name, the email protocols that are being used, the incoming and outgoing mail servers, and the account credentials, the username and password. On Android devices are capable of using advanced communication apps and data services, and a lot of those are using the web services provided by Google. When you configure an Android mobile device for the first time, you're prompted to sign in with your Google account, and then everything that's associated with your Google account is synced up with that mobile device. Your Google Play Store, the data, and all your settings can be backed up or restored to that mobile device, and all of your email and calendar and all the other whatever apps you have through Google can be synced up at that point. The iOS email configuration. iOS devices ship with a stock mail app, which can handle multiple email accounts. The Mail app also supports different accounts like iCloud, Yahoo, Gmail, Outlook, and Exchange. An Apple ID is required to set up an iOS device, and the Apple ID is used to access the Apple App Store, the iTunes Store, and iCloud. And the iCloud email is free and comes with remote storage for backups, mail, and documents. And you can restore settings, content, and apps from different iOS devices from an iCloud backup during the setup process. Email services are provided either using local mail, that's the email server that's managed by a local IT department, or internet mail. That's something like either Gmail or Proton Mail. Users can access their online mailboxes using default mobile email apps, including the OS such as iOS Mail, Windows Live Mail, Thunderbird. Proton Mail is one of the ones I use, which is a secure end-to-end encryption email. Mobile email client apps, including Gmail and Yahoo, or email client apps, and they provide a better user experience when compared to the web interface. Now, the different types of data to synchronize, you can use different types of data. You don't have to synchronize everything. You can synchronize contacts, applications, emails, pictures, bookmarks, location, or you can pick and choose which ones you want to sync up. When you enable synchronization, you want to pick and choose what you want to be synced up. Android devices can sync your contacts and other data, including that from Facebook, Google, and Twitter. And then devices using the same Google account will have the access to the same data. To synchronize data between devices, the devices use a USB or Wi-Fi connections. I've done this option before where you connect two mobile devices together and you copy information across. And iOS devices can use USB and Wi-Fi to sync with iTunes. Preventative maintenance for laptops and other mobile devices. There's a reason for maintenance, and mobile devices have more risk. There's usually people eating around them, and as you see in the image there, someone has spilled some kind of liquid, probably coffee. Hopefully that's just coffee that they've spilled on there, and hopefully it doesn't have sugar in it. Because laptops and mobile devices are portable, they are used in different types of environments and are more prone to have accidents and things spilled on them, and just they're at greater risk. So they're more likely than desktops to be exposed to materials. In a laptop, many components are placed in a very small area beneath the keyboard. So spilling liquid onto the keyboard can result in severe internal damage. If you've got users and they spill some type of liquid, just turn the device off as quick as possible and remove the battery so that you can get the electronics shut off as quick as possible. And then you want to have proper care and maintenance that can help the laptop components run more efficiently and extend the life of that equipment. The preventative maintenance schedule for a laptop should include practices that are unique to the organization, but they should include standard procedures for cleaning, hard drive maintenance, and software updates. Cleaning the exterior case with approved cleaning. You do not want to spray cleaning materials or cleaning fluids directly onto the laptop. Spray them onto the cleaning. Let's say you've got a rag or a wipe. You want to spray it onto that and then wipe the device down. You want to make sure that cooling vents are kept clear. The display is kept clean. The keyboard is cleaned out and the touchpads are clean. On mobile devices, you want to make sure that they can be damaged by drops, excess moisture, heat, and cold. So the touch screen should be protected using a screen protector if possible. And preventative maintenance for mobile devices requires 3 basic tasks. Clean using a soft, lint-free cloth, and an approved, I'm gonna add on here, approved cleaning solution designed for a touch screen, and then back up the data to another source or a cloud drive, and then make sure you're doing backups, and then update the operating system and applications when available. Most operating systems, Android phones or Android devices and iOS will automatically update and then it'll pop up and tell you that they're going to update. Basic troubleshooting process for laptops and other mobile devices. As we've learned in previous chapters, we're going to follow the 6-step troubleshooting process. And what I'm going to do on each one of these screens is just leave them up for a few seconds. I'm not going to go through these questions, but you can pause the video if you want to on each one of these to read them. And then for identifying common problems and solutions, laptops and mobile devices can be attributed to hardware, software, networks, and a combination of 3. And you'll resolve a lot of those problems more often than others. And here's some common problems that you may run into and some solutions. Checking to make sure the laptop is not plugged in, battery's not charged, battery will not hold a charge, plugging the laptop, and then trying to figure out what the resolutions are.